Okay, Brian, we have to talk about Sean Ross Sapp. So Sean Ross Sapp, uh, last night I was on Twitter, and Brian, I am sitting there just laughing to myself at all of these people. Some might be bots. Tony said, was it last year that these were bots? But anyway, I'm on Twitter, and I see that Sean Ross Sapp was talking shit about me. And Brian, gosh, how many, over the years, right? So Sean is trying to put hard times on Dave Meltzer and his family. Well, he doesn't even know what hard times are. Someone told me, or I heard this somewhere, that textile workers, at least here in Fresno and maybe around the country, I don't know, can't even buy friggin' food for their families. Can you believe that? I mean, gosh, some of these textile workers have 4 or 5 children. I mean, can you imagine if Afa Anoy was a textile worker and had to feed all of those family members? So, where was I? Hard times. So Sean Ross Sapp probably, and I also heard this from one of my friends, that the people who work in Detroit in like the car factories, what do you call them? Um, um, Auto workers. So, anyways, Kevin Nash was telling me, because his father worked for General Motors, that after 30 years or something like that, that these auto workers, they actually fire these guys, but they give them a watch. Brian, a watch is this thing on your wrist way back before computers. Like Hans Schmidt used to wear a watch to the ring, and Frank Gotch used to wear this amazing gold anyways. And now the computers actually are building the cars. Can you imagine? So anyways, Sean put hard times on me, Brian, on me, Dave Meltzer, by tweeting bad things about me when he probably hasn't even read an issue since the Ann Calvello obituary I did. I mean, okay, so I probably don't look like the wrestling reporter of the day. I mean, my arms are probably too big from the curls I do while I watch Raw and Dynamite. And I know, Brian, you've said this, or maybe someone on the board said that my jeans were a little too acid washed and my Sharks jacket was a bit too out of date. So, so in my opinion, there were two really bad guys. One was Don Fry, and I know maybe you haven't seen Don Fry in his prime, and I don't want to say that, I don't know how he'd have fared against today's fighters, but the other bad guy was Herb Meltzer, and he's dead, brother. So I'm going to take my hand off of holding this microphone, and Brian, I want you to touch your screen so that, my hand, in effect, my hand will be touching your hand. So anyways, Brian, do you want to go through what happened on Impact?